this is a success story, and the fact that it had achieved what it had achieved over the almost 50 years was pretty amazing.
My dad comes from pretty humble beginnings. He grew up in post-war Germany. He was 11 years old when his father passed away, leaving his mother and himself and their siblings on welfare.
I think he was a tiny little kid in Germany, and he was raising rabbits. It was one of the ways the family managed to survive.
He grew his rabbit business to about 50, 60 rabbits, and then he would sell those at the market and sell the furs. He had kind of entrepreneurship in his blood. So he started, as he says, at the very bottom. He took 2 trades, machining and welding, and then he took approximately a year of engineering. And during that time, his mother showed interest in moving to Canada.
When he immigrated, he had family here. And so that was probably the start of being in Edmonton.
He had a bit of a tough time. He applied for jobs. Some employers, they just didn't believe that this 17-year-old kid could have 2 trades and a year and a half of engineering under his belt. And he found a job, and it was actually cleaning.
He was watching some of the guys doing machining work, and he said, I can do that work better than they can, and I'm cleaning up their shavings and chips.
Within no time, he went from cleaning the shop to actually becoming a foreman of the shop. Took those skills and moved into starting his own business with a couple other business partners.
He arrived here with virtually nothing, and when you look at the business that he built, he's a pretty remarkable individual.
At that time, it was called Universe Machine and Welding. It became known as a real problem-solving machine shop.
He'd think about providing a service that nobody else would do. He actually did work for his competitors. Back in the day when he started the business, that was taboo. You just didn't do work for your competition.
Dad always had a bit of a plan going forward, so that when the downturn came, there was something there to offset it. Universe Machines never had a money-losing year.
I asked him, I said, did you ever envision the business growing to what it is today? Not at all. He says, all I ever wanted was just a few employees working for me and just to make a good living.
He treated his staff very, very well. And I would say that that's more important to Dad than profits.
You don't really feel just part of the company, you feel part of the family.
He's calm, he's competent. My sense is underneath, he's tough as nails when he needs to be.
He doesn't talk a whole lot, but when he talks, you should be listening.
There's usually a lot of depth and meaning to what he says.
So you just realize what a great wealth of knowledge and experience and just raw business acumen he's got.
He loves to teach, he loves to coach. He's always got time for anybody with any questions or any challenge. He loved helping find a solution.
He's got a lot of those innate qualities that entrepreneurs have to have, and that's one of the reasons he's been successful.
He's given a lot back to the community that he's been involved in.
Probably the biggest charity that he's been involved with is like Shepherd's Care Foundation. He was a founding board member on that organization, which is about 49 years ago. That organization now houses and looks after about 1,600 seniors, and he's still on the board.
It was quite a commitment for him, but I believe he's seen the need for seniors' care.
When somebody was there to reach out and help him out when he was a young boy and they were poor, that meant a lot to him, and I think he wanted to continue that on. That was a bit of Kurt's philosophy, is to give back and just really make the community a better place.
He was very involved in sports, always had some comments about the Oilers. I had lots of comments about the Oilers just today, as a matter of fact.
He knows the business inside out, and so it's always refreshing to talk to an owner who's been on the shop floor.
Kurt had a real skill at developing people, even like his own kids.
Dad felt it was really important for us to sweep and wash walls and clean toilets, and that's where all of us kids started within the business.
Everybody in the family is well aware of what humble background he came from and what an amazing job he's done of providing for them all.
He just was a person that worked hard and cared for people.
Being an 11-year-old that loses your dad and you're left on welfare, he remembered how tough that was. And at a very young age, he made a vow to himself that his kids will never, ever have to live that poor. And he obviously accomplished that.